Hey there, I'm Mark Tuttle, editor of Rider Magazine. Take some of the twistiest roads in the world, wrap them around a volcano on an island off the coast of West Africa, and you've got Gran Canaria, the perfect place to test Ducati's new 2018 Multistrada 1260. The new motorcycle has the larger engine from the X Diavel for more mid-range power and torque, makes it easier to ride in a sporting fashion, as well as some more power up top. The wheelbase is longer for more stability at speed, particularly when carrying passengers and or luggage. There's an all-new Tft Display that's brighter, easier to read, and a new, much more intuitive menu system that makes the bike's various electronic rider aids much easier to set up. You don't have to be an engineer anymore to set this bike up perfectly for your style of riding. A quick shifter comes on the upscale standard S model as standard, and it's available as an accessory on the base package. So let's take it for a ride and see how it works.
Adapting the Tft DVT L-twin from the X Diavel to the Multistrada required a new intake, exhaust, and other changes, but it was worth it to get the 1262cc engine's longer stroke and bump and displacement, which give the largest Multistrada an 18% increase in torque at 5,500 RPM, smack in the mid-range where most of the business of sport touring gets done. Claimed maximum horsepower is up to 158 at 9,500 RPM. Claimed torque output maxes out at 95.1 pounds-feet at 7,500 RPM, and the Multistrada 1260 still weighs less than 520 pounds wet. By going with the larger engine, Ducati has made its premier sport touring adventure bike even easier and more fun to ride, whether you use it for touring, commuting, or carving up winding roads. Regardless of the conditions, the big Multistrada's numerous electronic rider aids are always working for you, and on the new 1260 they're easier to set up. In addition to a brighter, higher resolution Tft display on the S model, the menu system has been refined so that it's far more intuitive to switch among the 4 riding modes or customize the settings for the cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control, vehicle hold control or hill hold control, and dynamic skyhook suspension Evo on the S. The new bike also has a longer wheelbase and more rake and trail for more stability at high speed or when carrying a passenger and luggage. Additional upgrades for 2018 include new lighter Y-spoke wheels, LED rear turn signals, and a quick shifter and tire pressure monitoring as options. A pair of highly functional side cases, easy-to-use center stand, and improved heated grips that get genuinely hot on high are also standard on touring versions. Although I only put about 150 miles on a 1260S touring model on Gran Canaria, most of it was spent in second and third gear on furiously winding roads, turning those miles into a nearly day-long ride. The new 1260 is punchier throughout the power band, and full acceleration in sport mode is like being shot out of a cannon, yet the bike can also be ridden smoothly and sedately in touring mode with full power always on tap. All of the riding modes make corresponding adjustments to the electronic rider aids and DSS Evo, and both 100 horsepower urban and enduro modes really soften up the bike's power and suspension performance for those conditions. Gran Canaria's roads are like a bowl of spaghetti with a mountain in the center and were a solid test of the Multi's handling. Overall, the bike went where I pointed it fluidly and willingly, even in the nastiest of hairpins, and I didn't notice any sluggishness to the steering or turn-in as a result of the longer wheelbase and new front-end geometry. On the 1260S, the only aspect of the electronic suspension you need to set is the preload level, since the chosen riding mode calibrates the damping dynamically as you ride. I started out in touring mode, which soaked up the bumps on the fast, snaky ride up the mountain but felt a bit splashy in the corners, then switched to sport mode, which firmed up the suspension front and rear for a precise feel all around without beating me up. Upgraded brakes on the S are integrated with cornering ABS and rear wheel lift detection, both of which adjust to one of 3 levels of intervention automatically. The front brakes are strong enough to bug your eyes out without much effort at the lever and have really good feel, and the back felt quite sufficient as well. The real beauty of the Multistradas is that their precise handling, fire-breathing engine performance, and stellar suspension and brakes are combined with all-day comfort from a mostly upright, relaxed seating position that still works well in attack mode. I was supremely comfortable all day, and all of the bike's convenience features like cruise control, the keyless ignition, new Tft display, and more work exceptionally well. With more than 150 horsepower at the crank and a warehouse full of torque, Ducati's Multistrada 1200 has been a giant among sport touring adventure machines since it was introduced for 2010. The latest 1260 version encapsulates a high degree of refinement and innovative engineering to create a consummate sport touring adventure bike that is equally at home in sport, touring, or commuter roles.